Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about... Sorry, one moment. I just gotta take this call quick. You guys, okay. Look, I don't have much time to explain. I'm here from the future. I've come back to the past to tell you all that there is a live stream. There is a live stream happening this Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's unsure how long it's going to go for, just until I get bored. But I had to let you guys, I'd come back and let you guys know that, so you know to go and watch it. Again, it is going to be 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time this Sunday. The Sunday after this video goes live, okay? And also, and also, while we do that, we're going to be playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. So that's why there's a whole time travel gimmick. Now, I gotta go before he comes back, and it causes the whole clash, okay? So, yeah, bye. Arceus, I'm ready to go. Sorry about that, I had just gotten a call about a bunch of new Pokemon updates that had been going on. So, you know, I had to take that, but I could have sworn, were you guys making noise or something while I was on that call? Because I could have sworn I heard something over here. Was one of my videos playing? It sounded like me. But I don't know. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the thing I just got a phone call of, which is the Pokemon updates. Apparently Pokemon was pretty busy. They've updated us on a lot of stuff all of a sudden. And so I wanted to just briefly talk about that. So first off, they announced that they would be doing a update in February to the game, in which that update will feature apparently bug fixes and, in quotes, added functionality, which it's unclear what that is. And honestly, part of me is a little bit timid about it, because the last time they said they were going to be doing bug fixes and added functionality was with the 1.1 update, which, as far as I've been able to tell, changed basically nothing about the game, except for maybe very, very tiny performance fixes that didn't even fix that much. So, you know, it's hard to say, but the game did update a little bit. And, but that's not the only news we got. And, you know, while I am timid because of the last time they said they were doing bug fixes, I have a really good feeling about the update in February. I feel like it's going to actually do something to actually, at the very least, fix the games and make them to where they at least function a lot better than they do currently. Because, oh boy, do they kind of not work sometimes. On top of that, we also got the information for the next Terra Raid, which the next Terra Raid is apparently going to be Tandemaus with a fairy? Yeah, it was fairy. Tandemaus with a fairy Terra type, and it seems like it's just going to be, that's just the next spotlight. Like, there's no special thing to it. But on top of that, we also got the next 7-star raid announced. For those of you that don't know, in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they've been doing various Terra Raid spotlights. And basically, if you don't know, a Terra Raid is basically the crystals in the game, where you go to them and you're able to challenge one super powerful Pokemon with yourself and 3 trainers. So 4 trainers total, or if you want, you can challenge it yourself, and then the other 3 players will just be 3 NPCs. And normally in the stock standard game, you can only encounter the difficulty is determined by star ranking, and you can only come across 1 to 6 star raids, with, I believe it's like 1 through 4 is unlocked from the beginning. And then after that, you unlock 5-star raids by beating the game. And then you unlock 6-star raids by completing the post-game. So there you go. And then once you unlock 6-star raids, you then unlock 7-star raids. Which 7-star raids are even harder raids, as the additional star rating would imply. But it's also only for limited time events that are very scarce. The first time they did this was Charizard. That was the very first 7-star raid event. And then after that, they went to Cinderace, which was the most recent one. As this video is being recorded, is also currently going on. Because they have this thing that they've been doing with the 7-star raids, where they'll run it once for about a week. They'll take it away for a little bit to let another raid swap in. Like a less powerful one. And then they'll bring that same raid back a couple weeks later. And that's the exact same thing they did with now, where with Cinderace, they started with 1 week, they gave it 2 weeks break, and then now they're gone back to Cinderace. And now it seems like we've got the next announcement, which is that the Terra raid after this, so after Cinderace and before the 7-star raid, is going to be the Tandemaus Fairy type. So that's hype. And then also, we now have, like I said, the new 7-star raid technically announced. All that was announced so far is just the time frame. And that it's going to be a poison-type Terra raid. That's all we know so far. The timing is right here. I can't bother looking up the image to know the exact time, so there you go. Not while I'm recording, anyway. And, there's heavy speculation it's going to be Greninja. Heavy speculation. Because we also got it announced that there would be a Scarlet and Violet themed update. A Scarlet and Violet update to Pokemon Home in February. It's unclear at this point whether that means that Scarlet and Violet are finally going to be able to connect with Pokemon Home. Thus you'll be able to transfer Pokemon to and from Pokemon Home finally. So we don't know anything on that, but we have gotten the news that they are updating Pokemon Home to include some Scarlet and Violet battle data. So it seems like they're at the very least getting Pokemon Home ready to be able to transfer at some point. And then on top of that, like I said before, like I've already said, there is the heavily thought to be Greninja Terra Raid Spotlight. Which, I don't know. Because, I mean, they absolutely could. And I really do think that is where it's probably going to lead. But at the same time, it's a little bit weird for them to dip into Greninja. Because so far they've all been fire types. With Charizard and then Cinderace. Which, I mean, to be fair, Cinderace was to celebrate the Year of the Bunny, which is this year. And so it was more so to celebrate the Year of the Bunny and not necessarily just fire-type starters. And so, you know, it could be Greninja. Especially if they're gearing up for Kalos DLC. That could possibly be a thing. Which I may talk about in a separate video. How much time is in this video? 10 minutes. And that's the gag. So I could talk about it a little bit. Basically, there's been a lot of speculation that there will most likely be some type of Kalos DLC. This is based on a lot of evidence that I will go over more in depth in another video in and of itself. But for this video, what I'm going to say is that there's a lot of coincidences. First off, the region that it's based off of is literally connected to the region that Kalos is based off of, which is Spain is connected to France. And where that connection would be, we happen to see on the Paldea map, there's a little bit of a hashed out area that could be the part we haven't seen of Kalos yet, which is the southern part of Kalos. So it's very possible that we're going to be seeing that in some sort of update or DLC in the future. On top of that, there's also the fact that almost the entire Kalos Pokedex is available in Paldea, including a lot of Pokemon we haven't seen for a while out in the wild, like Fletchinder and like the Fletchinder line and that sort of thing. On top of that, when the game was data mined in the game's code, the Pokemon Carbink is there, which is a little bit of just a random Pokemon. That why would they why would they out of any Pokemon make sure that Carbink was available in this game? Which it could be literally just because Diancie is also in the code, which Diancie is a mythical Pokemon, and Carbink and Diancie are said to have some sort of link. But it still feels a little weird for them to include Carbink. And then on top of that, they mention a Pokemon that's, quote, made out of hexagonal plates, which sounds very much like the Pokemon Zygarde, which was the third legendary in the Kalos region. And so there's just a lot to chew on, a lot of seeming references to the Kalos region that really make it seem like there's going to be some type of Kalos DLC coming in the future. Or if not DLC, then maybe an update or something along those lines. Where it definitely seems like we're gearing up for something Kalos related. Which it could be something in the game, or for all we know, it could just be like a Pokemon Legends Zygarde. Who knows? But ultimately, that's pretty much all the new news for Pokemon so far. Again, we'll see. And that could also be why it's Greninja, is they could be starting to seed out more Kalos Pokemon, like Greninja, in order to try and build up hype for, oh, Kalos is coming back. So let's try and, get more people ready for Kalos. But ultimately, we won't know until it all does come out. Allegedly, there's some talks and rumors, this hasn't been said or anything, that they may do another Pokemon Direct in February, because that's when all these updates are rolling out. That's when the bug fixing update is rolling out. That's when the alleged update to Pokemon Home is coming out. And that'll be around the time that we are going to need more information on Terra Raids. Because as it sits now, the Tandemaus Terra Raid and the Greninja Terra Raid will take us into February. So there's a high chance we'll be getting a lot of updates on what's going on in the Pokemon world in February. And honestly, I'm really hopeful. I really want them to be able to fix Scarlet and Violet. Because part of the thing I've been looking at, as I've been looking more and more into the critical side of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, is that they've done better in the past. Because on my live stream, I went to play Pokemon Legends Arceus on my previous live stream. And in Pokemon Legends Arceus, it looks and feels a lot better than the other Pokemon. Than the more modern Pokemon games that came out after them. It looks a lot better. It is just structured a lot better, in my opinion. And so it really just feels... And honestly, going back to Pokemon Legends Arceus and seeing how good and amazing Pokemon Legends Arceus is, and getting that little bit of a reminder, really did just kind of kick it in the pants for me. Which is that, why couldn't Scarlet and Violet be that good? Which I have a couple personal theories about, but we'll see. I am planning a review of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I'm hoping to make it into a full movie/event type of thing. So that will be a long, long, long time in the making, if so. But ultimately, that's all I'm going to say. Or that's all there is to say, really, about all of that. And also... yeah, no, that's all there is to say. Also, look out for my shorts. I'm going to be trying out some new shorts coming up here soon. Obviously, I'm going to honor the poll that was last done, but I'm also going to be trying something a little bit new for my channel. I mean, I've seen it done elsewhere, but it's going to be new for me, and I really hope you guys are going to like it. But it's going to be in the form of multiple YouTube shorts, so please do pay attention to those. I don't know how you would, outside from just checking, but just pay attention to them. There might be something interesting there for you guys. But anyway, that's all for me today, and I will see you all next time.